Good afternoon. This is the Thurston County Board of County Commissioners. I'm Commissioner Bud Blake. I'm the chair this year. I'd like to start off by doing introductions, and then we do the Pledge of Allegiance. To my left is Commissioner Gary Edwards. To my right is Commissioner John Hutchings. To his right is Lamanita Bomar, the clerk of the board. And to her right is Romero Chavez, the county manager. With that in mind, I'll ask Commissioner Edwards to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
And I, in turn, am going to ask Jim to lead us in the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, this is for June 27, 2017. Is there approval for today's agenda?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the agenda for Tuesday, June 27, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the agenda for June 2017. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and so that motion carries. And board meeting minutes for June 20th, 2017.
I move to approve the board meeting minutes from June 20, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the board meeting minutes for June 20th, 2017. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries as well. So we start off by doing presentations, and today I'll ask the Resource Stewardship, Mr. Brent Butler, to come forward and give a certificate of congratulations from the U.S. Department of Interior.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the board. It takes me a great pleasure to be here today to recognize the county's participation for 31 years in preservation. And to join me in presenting the award, I am going to ask the Heritage Commission Chair to step forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
In recognition of the county's efforts to save the irreplaceable historic character of places, the Certified Local Government Partnership with state and federal government was established. It provides several significant opportunities for the county to award recipients throughout the county and its incorporated cities through a variety of historic preservation grant awards, technical assistance, as well as efforts to advance sustainability. And I wanted to announce that we do have other members of the commission here, including one member that works with the State Office of Historic Preservation.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they might want to join me.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Come on up. We like it. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah.
And at that juncture,
Go ahead, introduce them all, Brent.
thank you. And I'm going to have everyone come forward and introduce themselves.
There we
go. Yeah.
That'd be the most appropriate.
Thank you.
There you go.
Good afternoon. I'm Ruth King, the
You said Ruth King?
King, right?
Yeah, sure.
King,
Go ahead.
and I'm acting chair right now with Dave's retirement.
Oh, okay, great.
Hello, I'm Rob Kirkwood.
Hey, Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
And I'm Greg Griffith.
Okay, sure.
And
Okay.
Charlie Rowe.
Charlie Rowe, yeah. And how long have you been along, Charlie, how long have you been associated with it? Yeah, come back up.
About more or less 5 years. I'm one of the short terms compared with a couple on
Right.
with us today.
Right, and is this the commission that writes the journals?
Pardon?
Is this the body that writes the journals, the historic journals?
Well, I want to say thank you to the commission for primary support of the Thurston County Historical Journal, which is now shortly will be published in the 3rd edition. So
Yeah.
we deeply appreciate your help in that regard. It was essential to the, and I hope you'll carry on in the future. Thank
Right,
you.
You bet.
You're very welcome.
And Ruth, did you want to say something? Tell us a little bit about the,
Yes, we wanted to thank you for all your support for being able to do the work that we do. We feel as it's a vital part of our fabric of our community, and to maintain historical structures and to encourage people to maintain historic areas or structures or places. So we do commend you for your support, and we hope to be very active continuingly in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Comments?
No, but I love the journal. And we've talked about this in the past in other venues about how important our history is and to recognize our history. And so thank you very much for that.
One of the things, and I think we mentioned it in there, is the grants that we get from the county for the historic preservation activities. They have been, and work that they do, they've been extremely valuable because they typically go to places that don't have any other access for funding. So this has helped a great deal in terms of preserving a lot of our historic buildings.
Wonderful.
And Gary has a word for you.
I doubly appreciate all that you do because I live in a house that's 120 years old. So I know the value of.
Is it on the
keeping-
historic register?
Well, it's been modified a little bit. We've had to keep it up with modern times too much. I don't know
But so have
if
you.
it's applicable anymore.
You've been modified.
And I resemble a lot of what you're doing. So, Charlie and I'll say. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for all you do.
Would you allow us to get a photo with you? Yeah, come on up forward. Yeah, sure. We'll put Ruth in the middle.
A rose between the thorns here. Right? You'll be the rose and all the rest of us will be the thorns. We got her.
What'd you do?
Step back, there you go, one more step back.
Oh, folks,
You're not referring to me, Charlie.
hey, thank you all. Yeah, thank you so much for the kindness.
So the number one item we have on the agenda is actually the opportunity for the public.
Do I have to say that? An action item.
Let's do that, my bad. There is a motion with the certificate, so is there a motion for the certificate for person?
Mr. Chair, I move to accept a certificate congratulating Thurston County for 31 years as a partner in the preservation program through its certified local government designation.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and motion carries. There you go. I'm all messed up. Okay. So now, for the opportunity for the public to address the board. I have a list here of those who signed in first, it's kind of a first come, first serve. And just for the sake of the audience, if you haven't noticed now, we have a wall clock up there. It counts down from 3 minutes to 0. We no longer do the stoplight gadget thing. And so when you come up to the podium, just kind of state your name and where you're from where you're from in the county in general. And then if there's anybody I missed or feel the opportunity to want to speak and did not sign up, I'll ask for those to come forward at that time. So the first person is Esther Conenberg. Hello, Esther. How you doing there? Come on up there. You have the mic.
Yeah, I wanted to thank Commissioner Hutchings for that meeting at the Skookumchuck Grange. It
Skookumchuck,
was
yeah.
very informative, and the county staff that you have are very dedicated and very professional, and I think they have a lot of integrity. And very responsive as well, because I have had occasion to call them, and they call me back, and they spend enough time to answer all my questions. So one of the things I did call them about was I had heard a gentleman, Justin Cover, make allegations about the anatoxin levels at Summit Lake and saying that, oh, if there were the limits were that high, there should be dead bodies floating around, and sort of impugning the data that you were getting from your own county staff. I had a chance to speak with somebody there and do some research on my own, and he is completely wrong about what he said. The advisory level of 1 microgram per liter is an advisory level that already has the safety factors of 1,000 built into it for testing. It was tested on mice, not humans, and other that different people react differently. And actually, there is no known lethal dose. They believe it to be 5 milligrams for an adult male. So somebody would have to drink like quantities of water. And it was just very disturbing that somebody would come up here and say things about your professional staff. These are people who are working here in the county for the public good and public servants, and they've been doing it for years, and they know what they're doing. And for someone to come up here and say they don't know what they're doing, I found very disturbing. So I just wanted to set the record straight and to compliment you on the use of your staff, because I think they're wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming today. Next person I have is Tom Woodruff. Hello, Mr. Woodruff. How you doing there?
Good afternoon, doing great.
Good. You have the floor. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I was here at this morning's meeting, so I may look familiar. I haven't had occasion to meet you before.
Sure.
I am Tom Woodruff. I'm with Capital Land Trust.
Oh.
We moved recently. I think my address is 4405 7th Avenue Southeast in Lacey. I appreciate the humor you all bring to the board. I've sat in a lot of county commission meetings elsewhere, and there's pretty dry, pretty serious. So I applaud you on your humor. This morning's meeting was disheartening for Capital Land Trust, and I'd like to read a sentence off a letter here that was sent to Capital Land Trust from the Thurston County Board of County Commissioners. And it says, "The purpose of this letter is to inform you that the Board of County Commissioners approved Capital Land Trust request for $75,000 from the Conservation Futures Fund to support a conservation easement on the Bush Prairie Farm." We were awarded $75,000. That was July of 2014. Based on this award from the Board of County Commissioners, we incurred obligations, we entered into contracts, and we incurred expenses. Expenses to the tune of probably $15,000. The $75,000 allowed for $18,000 in due diligence. Based on this letter, we've proceeded to try to make a deal happen. We're close to that deal happening. The $15,000, the contractual obligations, the agreements have all been reneged on this morning in the meeting when you all took away this award. And Commissioner Edwards made a comment this morning about the state of Washington, how they can come forward with money and then threaten to take it away. That's what he said. Here's a letter from the county commissioners awarding us $75,000 in good faith on a 30-year partnership that Capital Land Trust has had with Thurston County. And this morning you took it away. How do we pay the $15,000? What do we tell our federal partner? What do we tell the landowner? What do we tell folks about the Board of County Commissioners for Thurston County? I guess I'm requesting that you reconsider this, that you reconsider if you're short facts, if there hasn't been full transparency, and I can't speak for it because, of course, it was a deal by Lawrence Reeves, who's out of the country for 3 weeks, so I'm here by default. But I request that you give us an opportunity to clarify things, extend the grant, as was a suggestion this morning, and give us a chance to reach clarity with the county commissioners so we can meet our obligations, pay our expenses, and continue a good partnership with Thurston County. Any response?
The floor is yours. We don't respond. We like to, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet, sir. Thank you. All right. This moment, I'll ask if anybody to kind of raise your hand if you want to come to the podium and speak. Nope, don't see anybody. Okay, so that concludes that portion. Moving on. Next item we have is the county manager's update.
Thank you, Commissioners. I do have a handful of updates for you. First of all, with sudden news for you is former Commissioner, County Commissioner Robert Bob McLeod died yesterday morning. That will be June 26, 2017, here in Olympia. And Funeral Alternatives of Washington will be handling the funeral arrangements for Commissioner McLeod. He was 90 years old.
90 years old, wow.
Also, I'd like to remind the public, the next week's meeting, the Board of County Commissioners lands on July 4th, and that is canceled, so due to the holiday. And as I have been reporting to you in the last couple of weeks related to the ordinance number 15308, where last year the Board of County Commissioners implemented an emergency ban on discharge of consumer fireworks. And that is related to during extreme weather conditions. And today is the day in which the county manager has to make a decision on implementing this particular ban. Considering the current weather conditions as I see it in my computer, we're going to be facing between 72 degrees to close to 80 degrees in the next few days, with a precipitation about 20% as an average. But also we have checked the DNR website, and the DNR website states that Thurston County is currently under moderate fire danger, so no action needs to be taken. In addition to that, we checked DNR, and DNR does not have any current burn bans across the state. So based on this information, we do not going to be making a decision to implement any type of ban on the discharge of fireworks. However, we will continue to monitor the situation, and if the fire chiefs provides additional information that perhaps we're missing, I will bring this to your attention and consider a different action. Also, on the same subject, I'd like to give some information related to the public displays. The county has permitted in terms of the fireworks. And we have one in South Sound Speedway scheduled for July 1st. The Boston Harbor Marina has also have a public display scheduled for July 3rd. And Long Lake is scheduled for July 4th as well. This is all the displays in the unincorporated areas of the county. Also, the fireworks sales has been permitted in Rochester, Little Rock, and Yelm Highway, in 4 locations along Martin Way. That's all I have on that subject. Any questions on that?
Any questions?
No, I don't.
Also, I'd like to report, right now we're in the heavy road construction. And right now, one of the big programs the county has on a yearly basis is the chip seal program, where the Department of Public Works contract those activities to preserve the existing roadways across the county. The 2017 program includes just about 47 miles of roadway across many different areas of the county. So that began last Friday, June 23rd, and is expected to continue on until this Saturday, which is July 1st. You will see on some of the upcoming roadways includes Case Road, 113th Avenue, McCurkle, and the old Highway 99 will be chip seal. Along the way, there will be some discomfort to the traveling public as we try to maintain traffic open at any given time. So I will ask the public who is listening to be patient with the Public Works employees as well as with our contractors. Thank you.
I just wonder if the time isn't right that the county manager might respond, encapsulate about why we did take that action as far as the legal issue involved with Mr. Woodruff, with it brought to our attention as to why we chose the action that we did.
Are you referring to the Bush Prairie action that you
Yes.
took this morning? Yeah, thank you. The issue was related, as I stated this morning, as part of the record. The commissioners did not have enough information to make sure the public investment was not going to benefit a third party, in this particular case, a developer. There has been some attempts to get additional information, and prosecuting attorneys representing the commission has met with some of the parties and unfortunately has not been receiving any information to bring that information in front of you for you to make an informed decision. So those are the bases in which you stated your decision this morning. There is not enough information to ensure that, again, the public funds are not benefiting a third party, a private party.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hutchins.
I just have a comment regarding the chip sealing on McCorkle and 99 and Waldron, all the other ones. That will include, at a later date, the restriping of those roads as well?
Yes, I think the traffic engineer is here, and I don't know if the county forces will be doing the striping in this particular road, so yes, the contractor will finish the chip seal activities, and the public works staff will follow up with striping, and that will be at a later date.
All right, and I've never heard it described as discomfort, because when I'm stuck in traffic, I don't consider it discomfort. So I thought that was rather clever. Thank you, Ramiro, for that.
Always finding ways to see the glass half full.
And then I'd like to take a moment for what you addressed first for former Commissioner Bob Cloud on behalf of this commission, this board, and the staff and the 1,000 or so county employees. Our prayers and heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of former Commissioner Bob McLeod. He was an absolutely wonderful joy to be here, and his service is greatly appreciated. We'll miss him tremendously. The next item we have on the agenda is the consent items.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent items A through J.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the consent items A through J. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion passes. Next, we have department items, which is, we'll start off with central services, and I think we have Martin Casey, who's the director, to talk about an award for a bid to the amount of, take us through it. There you go, the Delta content.
Yes. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you. I'm Martin Casey, your Central Services Director, and we're seeking your approval today to award a bid for a project related to Delta controls at the Public Health Building. In the 2016 capital budget, the county first included a project to replace these electronic controls that govern the critical building systems, the mechanical systems, at the Public Health and Social Services Building on Lilly Road. The estimated cost at that time was about $100,000. This building, for background, was actually completed in 2004, and our facilities team have been successful in maintaining the original control systems for more than 5 years beyond its original scheduled useful life. However, the necessary parts are no longer available, and the existing controls run on the now infamous old Windows XP platform, which is no longer supported by Microsoft. You did carry forward the budget authority into 2017 to contract for installation in the 2017 budget amendment, first quarter budget amendments. We advertised the project on the county's small works roster and on Builders Exchange, and on June 5th, we received one bid from Delta Connects of Bothell, Washington. The total amount of the base bid is $89,212.40, which includes sale tax and a 10% contingency, which is within the original proposed budget and will enable us to complete the project this year. Happy to answer any questions.
No.
I don't have any questions now.
No questions here. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to award a bid in the amount of $89,212.40, including Washington State sales tax and 10% contingency for the Public Health Delta Controls Project, number 25536, to Delta Connects Incorporated of Bothell, Washington, and to authorize the Central Services Director to sign the contract and any change orders for the project due to unforeseen conditions only and not for changes in scope that do not exceed the 10% contingency.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and motion carries. Martin.
Thank you very much.
You bet, sir. Thank you. Next, we have Public Works, and have the Scott Davis, and I think he's gonna come up and talk to us about the asphalt and road maintenance materials, right?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Scott Davis with the Public Works Department, pitch hitting for a few folks today. So this first one is about asphalt materials. And on May 9th, 2017, the three of you allowed us to proceed with a call for a resolution for a call for sealed bids for furnishing various kinds of asphalt supply materials for the Department of Public Works and for our annual maintenance activities. On June 2nd, we received a total of 3 bids from 2 companies. One company bid from 2 different locations. So, and they were opened, and they were open for the 2017 bid for road maintenance materials. The lowest bid prices for the various materials are from Granite and Lakeside Industries, and they'll be used if approved, for purchase of asphalt materials. And when I talk about asphalt materials, it includes a variety of things. It includes crack sealing, just to seal the cracks on the roadways. It includes materials just to fill potholes, which we do throughout the year. The bulk of the expenditures are primarily for asphalt paving materials, which we do for leveling out rough areas in the roadway, or doing maintenance paving on various county roadways, based on need and priorities as well. So, on any given day, if it's a long paving project, county crews could put down between 500 to 1,000 tons just in a single day. So it's a fairly significant amount of material and cost just in one single event. So.
Aside from any discomfort that I might feel, or the public might feel, I love any kind of road improvement projects that are out there, because we need it desperately.
Well, the asphalt's going to be a little smoother than some of the chip seal, so maybe a little bit less discomfort.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
How about you?
No.
Okay, is there a motion?
I move to authorize the interim director of public works to approve individual invoices for asphalt and road maintenance materials up to $500,000 for a cumulative not to exceed amount of $2,259,900 as adopted by the 2017-2018 capital budget. This authorization to the interim public works director will expire April 30, 2018.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and motion carries. And you have another?
Yeah,
Sure.
two more, I believe. So this one is a request to approve a prospectus for a local agency agreement for the Safe Routes to School program, and this is specifically for improvements around Lydia Hawk Elementary School in the Lacey Urban Growth area. Okay, so let's see. So a local agency agreement is basically, this one is a final step in the process when we work with State Department of Transportation on federally funded projects. And so this agreement, once executed, will allow us to proceed with construction and get reimbursed for the work. And so this agreement includes an updated prospectus for the Department of Transportation obligating $595,000 in federal funds for the Safe Routes to School program at around Lydia Hawk Elementary. The work includes some sidewalks, traffic calming, so a few speed bumps, a couple traffic circles, about 1,000 feet of sidewalks and some street lighting. It also included a contract with the health department to do some education and outreach as well for that school area, which included walking school buses and various other educational activities as well to encourage kids to walk more. The project outcome, or what we're doing, is actually an outcome of an on-site workshop we did several years ago in coordination with Safe Kids of Thurston County, North Thurston School District, as well as the health department to identify school walking routes as well as priorities right around the Lydia Hawk Elementary and Nisqually Middle School area. The project is currently within our 2017-2018 budget and is consistent with our external county goal of public safety and judicial services. Any questions?
No, just a comment. I know the families and the kids out in that area will be greatly appreciative of this improvement. Good grief.
Yeah, they should. The traffic calming is one of the things that they've been asking for quite a while, so this will add to that as well. So.
No, good to go.
All right, is there a motion for this?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the project prospectus and local agency agreement requesting obligation of $595,000 in federal funding for the Safe Routes to Schools program, Lydia Hawk Elementary School, CRP number 61493, and authorize the interim director of public works to sign the project prospectus, local agency agreement, and any subsequent amendments and administrative changes not to exceed 20% of the original agreement.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, and so that motion carries also. And you have one more?
Yep, one more, thank you. This is, I guess, the Safe Routes to School Part 2. So this is a resolution and call for sealed bids for the Safe Routes to School program, Lydia Hawk Elementary, County Road Project number 61493. And so this is the second part. Once the Washington Department of Transportation signs the local agency agreement, what we'll do is we'll go out for a call for sealed bids. And so what we're asking for here is permission to advertise the contract for the Safe Routes to School program for at Lydia Hawk Elementary. And as mentioned before, includes sidewalks, traffic calming, including 2 traffic circles, and pedestrian lighting along a route used by students attending Lydia Hawk Elementary. And as mentioned before, on the previous agenda item, the outcome of this and the work was an outcome of a workshop with Safe Kids of Thurston County, North Thurston School District, and the Health Department. And although not part of the construction work, part of the project did include educational outreach programs for the children there. The total estimated cost for the construction is $700,000. Using $595,000 of federal funding, and the remainder will be paid through by the county road fund. The contract will be advertised in the Olympian, the Seattle Daily Journal of Commerce, and posted on the Builders Exchange website. And it's currently budgeted in our 2017-2018 budget. The construction probably will carry over a little bit in the school year. So we'll have some outreach and to the school as well as the community as we move forward to minimize disruptions.
Any questions?
That was my only question, when it would begin and complete. But it's going to push into next school year.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, it would have been nice to get it done before the school year. We'll start this summer probably. I mean, with the process to advertise, we're probably starting mid to late August probably. So it will carry over in the first several weeks of the school year for sure.
It'll be done by fall though? Or
Oh yeah, it'll be done this fall. Yeah, I mean,
beautiful.
it'll be done this fall. But
Before
doesn't
the
there's
weather
some
change.
digging for stormwater drainage and a variety of other underground work to do. So it's not something unfortunately can be done overnight.
All right, thank you, Scott. I'm done.
Oh,
Good. Okay, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the resolution calling for sealed bids and authorizing the county engineer to set the bid date and time for receipt and opening of said bids for the construction of the Safe Routes to School program, Lydia Hawk Elementary School project, CRP number 61493, upon receipt of authorization from the Washington State Department of Transportation to use federal funding for construction.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries too.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
So number 6 on the item is the Public Health and Social Services. And this will be the approval of professional services agreement with Jennifer Pachakim. Close, kind of close? Okay, good. I'll take close. There you go.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
You gotta bring the mic. There you go. Perfect. Go ahead.
My name is Jennifer Popchak-Hakim with Public Health and Social Services, Developmental Disabilities, and I am requesting that you move to approve Thurston Mason County's Developmental Disabilities Professional Services Agreement with 6 agencies: Career Quest, Community Resources, Exceptional Foresters, Morningside, St. Mike's Tykes, and Vadis, to provide employment, high school transition services, and community access services for the period of July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018, and to authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to sign these agreements for the same period, including signing future amendments that do not change the duration by more than 25%. This Thurston Mason County Developmental Disabilities Professional Services Agreement spans the July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018 timeframe. The Developmental Disabilities Program with the county uses funds from a contract with the State Developmental Disabilities Administration to contract with community service providers to deliver employment services, community inclusion services, and high school transition services to get kids from high school into jobs. This is in alignment with the Thurston Thrives Economy Strategy Map, and these contracts provide services that assist with career exploration, job development, on-the-job training, and workplace support to help adults with developmental disabilities access and retain meaningful employment. In addition, these providers provide community access services, community inclusion, to help individuals get out into their community and do volunteer things or engage with the community as a whole.
Sure. Question here?
Notice to comment that the employment services and job development for our young kids, our DD kids, I think is just heartwarming and so vital So thank you very much.
That's very important.
Is there a dollar amount affiliated or just a time commitment?
It's a reimbursement contract, so because the amount of individuals fluctuates, if the state sends more individuals our way, then they adjust the contract. And employment hours can go up and down with folks, as well as community access hours. So with the state contract, they have an algorithm that they run, and so this year they're awarding us $5 million, and that is given the number of hours for each individual in employment or community access services. That's more than adequate.
Great. So is there a motion?
Yes, and these are wonderful organizations, too. Mr. Chair, I move to approve Thurston Mason County's Developmental Disabilities Professional Services Agreement with Career Quest, Community Resources, Exceptional Foresters, EFI, Morningside, St. Mike's Tykes, and Vadis to provide employment, transition, and community access services for the period of July 1, 2017 to June 30, 2018, and to authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to sign these agreements for the period of July 1, 2017 to June 30, 2018, including signing future amendments that do not change the duration by more than 25%.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And so your motion carries, Jennifer.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
So we're at 6B, and 6B is the approval of the 2017 housing contracts. And Mr. Gary Aiden from the Social Services Program.
Thank you, Commissioners. Gary Aiden, Public Health and Social Services. The Community Investment Partnership is comprised of the Health and Human Services Council, which includes representatives from every city and town and the county, and members of United Way of Thurston County. They comprise the Community Investment Partnership, and this year they are recommending to the Commissioners 19 different projects operated by 12 different agencies for a total amount of $3,130,400. These projects were selected through the RFP process this spring, which began in February, and they were selected in May. And I'd like to give you a list of these projects because they touch nearly every part of the county. And they include capital one-year awards and two-year service awards. First is Homes First for $186,630. The Housing Authority of Thurston County, $346,634. Catholic Housing Services of Western Washington at $100,000. Foundation for the Challenged, $215,464,000. And that are the capital projects that will construct housing, acquire housing here in our community for low-income populations. And the following are service projects that will provide things like coordinated entry, housing, essential needs services, family services for the homeless, single services, shelters, rapid rehousing for families, diversion programs, rental assistance, cold weather shelter, a variety of things across the community. I'll begin with Family Support Center, $100,000 for coordinated entry, Community Action Council, Housing and Essential Needs Program, $1,478,800. Safe Place Residential Program for Operations and Services, $84,000. Family Support Center South Sound, $60,000 for homeless family services. Community Youth Services, High Risk Youth Services by CYS, $150,000. Family Support Center South Sound, Pear Blossom, $66,000 for operating and service costs. Interfaith Works Emergency Shelter, $288,256. Catholic Community Services Drexel House Permanent Supportive Housing, $60,000. Catholic Community Services Drexel House Emergency Shelter, $72,000. Family Support Center South Sound, $186,244 for rapid rehousing for homeless families. Community Youth Services Young Adult Housing Program, $99,000. Sidewalk Rapid Rehousing, $120,000 for single adults. Sidewalk diversion program, $60,000. Roof, Rochester Organization of Families, rental assistance, $6,000. And Salvation Army, Community Youth Services and Family Support Center, $87,200 for emergency cold weather shelter. That's the list of the contracts that were selected by the SIP and recommended to you. Those service projects will be 2 years in length, and I will be back before you next year at this time to authorize a second year on each of those contracts, provided the agencies meet the standards the SIP sets for them. So happy to address any questions that you'd have about those, sir.
Yes, Gary, that was pretty grueling, that process going through that for those 19 folks or organizations. My question is, the requested amount, the amounts that were awarded to those 19
Yes.
organizations, is that the amount they were requested, or was it less than they requested, so to spread it further across the board?
In just about every case, it's less than they ask for. There was just around $7 million in requests this year, and this group is $3,130,400. So we have quite a bit less than the actual need level in the community.
And again, CIP, or the Community Investment Partnership, is only one piece of several funding mechanisms that help these organizations, correct?
That is correct, yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Could you give me the amount again, that the Salvation Army, it was down towards the end there?
The Salvation Army Community Youth Services Family Support Center received $87,200, and the purpose is cold weather emergency shelter. They operate when the temperature gets less than 38 degrees.
Any chance you're going to be over to Homes First this evening for a function?
No, sir.
No, okay. Thank you.
All righty, with that in mind, is there a motion?
There is, Mr. Chair. I move to approve housing contracts between the county and 12 nonprofit affordable housing and homeless and housing service providers to fund 19 projects for a combined total maximum amount of $3,130,400 for the 2017 program year, and authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to sign contracts and any amendments that do not change the approved dollar amount or duration by more than 15%.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion carries. You have another one, Gary?
Yes, sir. Thank you. This gives me the opportunity to correct a mistake I made last week by not listing those agencies. So I apologize for I'll try to read. There's only 12 of them. I guess that's a good thing. This is the 2017 SIP Community Investment Partnership selections for what are called the SIP funds, which are non-capital, non-housing service dollars. They selected these 12 projects operated by 12 different nonprofit agencies. They're recommending these projects a total of $482,977, and I'll attempt to be quick here. The YWCA of Olympia, the Other Bank Program, $16,000. These are all one-year awards. Safe Place, their Community Basic Needs Program, $32,000. Rochester Organization of Families, Emergency Needs Program, $12,000. Senior Services of South Sound, $32,000 for their Senior Nutrition Program. Thurston County Food Bank, $47,000 for the Food Bank Collaborative. And then these are 3-year awards. Together, Community Schools Program, $202,449. The Child Care Council of Thurston County Raising a Reader Program, $9,750. Celio Radio Ranch Program, $38,870. BHR, Behavioral Health Resources, a school-based support for at-risk kids in Olympia and Yelm, $26,000. Rochester Organization of Families, Kids Place After School and Summer Program, $29,250. Community Action Council, Women, Infant, and Children Program, $14,908. And lastly, Pizza Clatch, a lunchtime support group for LGBTQA and youth. at $22,750. These are the contracts recommended to you from the Community Investment Partnership for the 2017 funding round. Happy to address any questions you'd have, sir.
No.
Okay, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to rescind the June 20th, 2017 motion, item 5A, and to approve 12 community investment partnership contracts between the county and 12 nonprofit service providers for a combined total maximum funding amount of $482,977 for the duration of July 1, 2017 through June 30, 2018, and authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to sign the contracts as well as future amendments that do not change this approved dollar amount or duration by more than 25%.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, and that motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. Yep. Number 7 on our agenda is resource stewardship, the approval of professional services contract. Hi, Brent.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair. After a panel interview consisting of resource stewardship staff and public health and social services staff, the panel unanimously recommends that the board approve and authorize the county manager to sign an agreement with the 2 finalists. The first one being Sharon Rice to serve as in the role of hearing examiner, and the second one, Stephen Cassell. I would like to point out that the contract would not have, or I should say, a limited impact to the budget. Appeals, we do charge a flat fee, so if the appeal is extended, there may be a limited impact to the budget, only for appeals, but generally speaking, there is no impact. And the motion as stands is to approve the professional services contract with Sharon Rice, primary at the hourly rate of $155 per hour, and Stephen Cassell, pro term, at an hourly rate of $145 per hour for a professional hearing examiner, administrative hearing officer services for a period from July 1st, 2017 through to December 31st, 2020, including future amendments to extend the life of the contract by no more than a 1-year period.
Any questions, comments?
No.
No.
All right, is there a motion for this?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve and authorize the county manager to sign the Thurston County Professional Services contract with Sharon Rice, primary, at an hourly rate of $155 per hour, and Stephen Cassell, pro tem, at an hourly rate of $145 per hour for professional hearing examiner / administrative hearings officer services for the period of July 1, 2017 to December 31st, 2020, including future amendments to extend the life of the contract by no more than a 1-year period.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, and your motion carries, Brent.
Thank you.
So we're at item number 8, which is the commissioners and county managers items, and this is where the county commissioners are able to speak about some of the assignments or things they've been doing in the county, and I'll just turn to Commissioner Hutchings first to see what he has.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A week ago today, I, as Esther Cronenberg mentioned during public comment, I spoke to a group of about 60 people at the Skookumchuck Grange on a host of issues, to include HCP, that's a habitat conservation plan, our gophers, critical areas ordinance, mining, water and drilling rights and such. It was very well attended, a very friendly crowd, but a frustrated crowd because they just needed some answers. And I'm going to be doing another one in the fall. It was very well attended and received quite a bit of positive feedback. I did an interview, a 40-minute interview with Ken Balsley for his Coffee with Ken, and I attended the Resilience film debut of Resilience, the Biology of Stress and the Science of Hope. And it was well-attended as well at ESD, talking about family services and the science of hope. Last Thursday, I was in Tenino to assist with serving senior citizens their lunches. That was very fun, and you wouldn't think it'd be fun, but it was fun. It was fun. This last Friday, I was given a tour with Tris Carlson with the Seattle Sailfish LLC out there and their multi-acre farm just north of Tolmie State Park. Very interesting. Attended the Prairie Days Parade this last Saturday, and Saturday evening, the Hats Off to Together, one of their annual fundraisers where they successfully raised $30,000 to help our youth and our youth at risk with alternative programs throughout our community. Together does great work. Yesterday, I was at Evergreen State College, meeting with the MPA program annual meeting with their MPA faculty and with MPA students on the state of what is and what's yet to come for people entering masters with public instruction, or administration rather, in going out and meeting the world. Last night attended the TPA, the Tourism Promotion Area meeting, where we talked about with all the hoteliers, all the tourism incidents and events coming up throughout the county, along with the VCB, the Visitors Convention Bureau. And I think the next thing hot off the press is July 29th, I believe it is, in Yelm is their first ever UFO conference and event right behind the cinemas.
What kind of UFO?
Yeah, the unidentified ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Beat that.
Yeah, try that.
Okay, I'm not gonna get redundant, but that stems from, because we have such a beautiful view of Mount Rainier. And in 1947, there apparently was some type of a sighting, and the community of Yelm has decided to capitalize on that and make that an annual event. And I'm sure that it'll be quite interesting in the future. So if anybody out there has any ideas about marketing, for an example, and you have the first of this or the first of that, it'll be a collector's item 50 years from now. So take a step into the unknown and come up with some UFO issues you'd like to see addressed out at Yelm, because I think it's really, it sounds kind of corny, but I really think it's going to take off at some point. Fire Commissioners meeting last week as well, and I will say one of the things that I resemble is the Area Agency on Aging that I attend, and I can tell you a large portion of our population here in Thurston County depends on some of the activities that come out of the Area Agency on Aging. So without further ado, I think I'll defer to the chair for his activities.
Okay. During my last weeks out and about, one of the items we have is what we call the incentive housing program. It's a subset of the blue team under the housing action team. And when we meet for the incentivizing housing program, it's really to help with the whole permitting process of how to get more affordable housing through, I won't say deregulating permits, but that's not the right way, but how to modify them so that we can get the affordable housing we're looking for versus the market rate housing, because we want that also. But there seems to be some hangups when it comes to affordable housing in terms of time or cost or what have you. So we asked the representative from the city of Lacey to come out. We've had county and a couple other, the assessor come out and talk, but this time we had the representative from the city of Lacey to talk about it, not only in terms of the city itself, but where they have impact on the UGA, where the county and the city come together in the urban growth areas, the UGA. Very informative, no conclusive answers. It's just really a kind of a informational piece there. The incentivized team is taking this information and putting it in a package, and throughout the rest of the year, the remaining 3 or 4 months we're together, we're going to come up with this docket and help ourselves to help those jurisdictions that have permitting to help with the affordable housing. So all in all, it's been great for the last 8 months to be able to do this, and we're looking forward to some of the results at the end of the year. In conjunction with that is the Homeless Housing Hub. They gave, it's a about a 30-member team that has been working on the 5-year homeless housing plan, and they briefed at the Thurston Thrives Coordinating Council here this past Monday. Gave a great overview of the 5-year plan in terms of shelter, some of the programs that are part of the housing, and just some of the timelines of what to be expected. They're going to come back next month and give the second part of that in terms of the details and how the implementation and integration of that is going to happen. But just to let you know, those things are out there as far as helping out with the homelessness and housing issues that we have here in Thurston County. Moving on, I joined a new board. It's called the Center for Business and Innovation. It's actually not only a board, but it's a program under the Economic Development Council over in Lacey. And it was very, very interesting. And if you ever want to start a business or grow a business or have a programs within your business model or just want to attend any of the workshops, I really encourage you to get involved with the Center for Business and Innovation, or the EDC as a whole. They have spectacular staff over there, from women's business to unique business to veterans business, and you can walk in the door and just kind of sign up and take it for wherever you want. Or if you have a business already and you want to do what they call a tune-up, or if you want to take it to a higher level, they have another program called Scale Up. And so I highly advise or suggest you get involved in some capacity if you want to be a business or entrepreneur in some capacity. They are the best, not only here in Thurston County, but throughout the region. Lewis County, Grace Harbor County, Mason County, all get together through the EDC, but they rely on Thurston County a lot to set the strategic azimuth, and those guys are really great. With that in mind, I'll turn to the county manager.
Thank you, Commissioners. You have 3 o'clock, a public hearing, so I'll try to be brief. I'm going to walk you through your calendar, your combined calendar, where at least 2 commissioners are present at those meetings for the next 2 weeks. Considering next Tuesday is the July 4th holiday, it will not be a Board of County Commissioners meeting. At 3 o'clock, you have a public hearing related to the second quarter budget amendment process. Tomorrow, Wednesday, June 28th, you have nothing, or you combine the schedule. On Thursday, June 29th at 1:45, you will have a briefing on the Building 1 through 4 security projects. At 2 in the afternoon, you will have a briefing related to the courthouse appraisal that you received early in the year. Friday, June 30, you have nothing, or you combine the schedule. Monday, July 3rd, nothing on your combined schedule. Tuesday, July 4th, the county offices are closed due to the July 4th holiday again. Wednesday, July 5th, 9 in the morning, you have a briefing of the comprehensive plan amendment docket related to the Lakeside Industries initiated proposal. 9:30, you have a briefing on the indirect rate plan. 10:30, you have a briefing on the National Center of State Courts observation recommendation. That will be a briefing from the Office of Public Defense. At 11:15 on July 5th, you have the opportunity to welcome new county employees to Thurston County. Thursday, July 6th, at 9 in the morning, you have a briefing on the storm and surface water utility related to the capital facilities plan for 2018-2023. At 10 in the morning on July 6th, you have a commissioner's check-in, which I will develop an agenda that will be published 24 hours in advance. At 2 in the afternoon, Thursday, July 6th, you have a training on the canvassing board that will be for Commissioner Edwards and Commissioner Hutchins. With that, that's all I have for you today.
Any comments?
No, good to go.
No.
Right on time.
Anything else? With that in mind, is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, I move to adjourn the Board of County Commissioners meeting of June 27, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved and second to adjourn. We are adjourned.
Don't you open it up to close now?
No,
No?
this is second. Good afternoon. This is the Thurston County Board of Commissioners for June 27, 2017. Today is the public hearing on the second quarter budget amendment. And with me, I have Commissioner Gary Edwards and Commissioner Hutchins and Clerk of the Board, Labadita Bomar, the County Manager, Romero Chavez, and Robin Campbell, the Assistant County Manager and Budget Officer. With that in mind, I'll ask staff to give a presentation, and then we'll open it up for the public hearing.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. the Assistant County Manager and Budget Manager for the county. And this afternoon, I'm here to present the second quarter budget amendment for the 2017-2018 biennium. The documents for this amendment have been available on our website, and we published notice of this hearing on June 2nd. There are two major parts of the budget amendment for the second quarter. The first is a technical update of all fund balances. At the time the budget is developed, the ending fund balance are projected because we're about 4 or 5 months out from the close of the calendar year, and the fiscal year isn't closed until around April. So once we close the fiscal year, Financial Services looks at every fund, and we adjust from the projected ending fund balance to the actual ending fund balance. And then that's reflected in the second quarter budget amendment every year. The other part of this budget amendment is what you normally see in every quarter. Offices and departments have requested changes, and the law allows the board to make changes for unanticipated receipts, and the board also makes technical changes, error corrections, and addresses emergent needs for offices and departments. This quarter, adjustments for 2017 are for the general fund, a reduction of $130,000 in revenue and an increase requested for expenditures that total $995,000 in the general fund. And in combined other funds, the revenue increases by $2.7 million and the expenditures increase by $2.8 million. That's what the request adds up to. Many of the changes in this quarterly amendment are technical, and I'm going to list off what those adjustments are. There's the recording of a copy machine asset for HR. GAAP rules require that we record a asset all at once, so that's in there. There's an adjustment of treatment sales tax revenue in the general fund for COLAs for corrections deputies that we pay for out of treatment sales tax. There's a transfer of PEG funds that have accumulated in prior years in the general fund. We've established a new restricted fund for PEG because they can only be used in very specific ways, and we're transferring the money to the new fund. We're shifting funds for housing case manager out of corrections. It was appropriated to corrections, but it could be more efficiently managed by the behavioral health organization. So one of the items in this budget is a shift of funds for that purpose. We're correcting the amount appropriated to the auditor for the imaging project to record documents. That's out of the document preservation fund. There's a carrying forward of unspent funds for projects and grants. There's a handful of those in a number of offices and departments. There is appropriation for new grant funds. We've gotten a few small new grants. There's an adjustment of spending to account for an adjustment in fund balances. One fund in particular for Lake Lawrence, the amount of balance went down, so they're not able to spend as much, so that adjustment is made. And then there is an item for Public Works to shift funding for capital projects between years. So those are all technical changes. You do have 4 new requests that don't fall into those categories. The sheriff has requested 4 sheriff deputies and 1 crime analyst from the general fund. The sheriff has also requested additional funding for the boating program from the sheriff's special programs fund. Public Works is requesting new equipment, a recycler attachment for the Vector that they recently purchased, and I'm sure that our county manager could tell us what a Vector is, because I must admit I don't know. And they've also requested a wandering hose for the sweeper. Both of these items will make the road work that they do this summer more effective and cost less. And then Public Works has also asked for funding for project design work for a second water reservoir for Grand Mount. The process for the budget amendment this quarter is today for me to present this to you for your consideration. I would ask that you close the public hearing today and take public testimony. Take some time to consider these requests and move to adopt this amendment on July 11th. And with that, I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
What questions do you have?
What is the Vector factor?
Yeah, what is the factor?
Well, thank you. The Vector truck, that is a piece of equipment that is very sophisticated. What is that is a very powerful vacuum that cleans catch basins and avoids the old way used to be, staff used to go down the manholes and catch basins and clean those by hand. So now with the Vector truck, you just reach out with a hose and just sucks with a very powerful vacuum. That is the Vector truck.
Vector factor requester. I'm done, thank you, I'm done.
I'm good.
All
top
right.
that.
You can't top that one? Okay. Oh, my question is, did you get everybody, as far as department and electeds input in terms of the second quarter budget amendment? Has everybody reported in to you?
Anyone who had a request is recorded in this document.
Okay. All righty. Is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to close the public hearing for the second quarter budget amendment. Oh, timeout.
Open for public testimony.
Oh, my bad.
Public testimony.
I better do that, huh? Okay, so at this juncture, I better open it up for the public testimony to see if anybody would like to come to the podium to to address the board and staff. Seeing there's none, I'll close the public hearing and then ask for a motion.
I move to close the public hearing for the second quarter budget amendments.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to close the public hearing for the second quarter budget amendment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And with that, the public hearing is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.